Well, we are live from the Gazebo with our next guest, Marpoe. I would love to introduce my man Marpoe because he has his hand in everything from videography to photography, music, management, creative design, fashion, entrepreneurship. Seriously, this guy has done everything creative. So introduce yourself to anybody that doesn't know you, know what I'm saying? Tell the people who you are.
Shannon, my name is, well, people call me Marpoe. That's my last name. My name is Alex Marpoe. Yeah, man, I've been pretty much doing shit, like creative shit my whole life. Pretty much started out in like really doing it in like 2006 when like MySpace was like a thing. Gave everybody a platform to kind of like be creative and shit and show off your creativity. So
that was definitely a time for a unique era of creativity, the MySpace era.
Fuck
honestly.
yeah.
Do you want to go back to those days where
the old
aesthetic?
I wish there was a platform like it where like people could still be as creative. Like even like Twitter in the beginning kind of gave you a platform to like have like a layout even, and now that shit's kind of dead because it's too much to keep up with. Maybe I don't know. They just killed that whole feature or idea.
It's like too much stimuli a little bit.
Yeah, keep up with it.
I get you. Yeah. Well, congratulations. I just want to say congratulations on Project 1500. You know what I'm saying? The first one was a great success. Project,
Facts.
you know what I'm saying? Part 2 coming this weekend, you know what I'm saying? This
It's
Saturday.
crazy. Who would have thought they gave me a second one?
No, I did, because when I first popped out to that first one, I was thinking to myself, damn, this is going to be a annual thing, a monthly thing, something. I was thinking like, damn, this needs to happen more often.
I didn't want to do another one. I'm not gonna lie. I wanted to do something else. I didn't want to exhaust the idea, but I guess a lot of people did miss out on the first one. Mm-hmm. Whether it was like they just didn't think it was gonna be cool or popping or whatever, or they just were busy or whatever. So like, I guess it is cool to do a different one. You know what I mean?
It's sort of like a testament to how successful it was. And what do we expect a little different from this one? What are you looking forward to?
Man, this one, I wish we had more shit to offer, but like just more painters, I guess, more painting. I'm hoping that JC does a live painting. We asked him. I don't know if there was a confirmation on that. I kind of just handle like the media and shit.
Yeah, the behind the scenes work. I get you. Smoking on some crazy shit.
How do you make it focus?
Sherbinski's?
Sherbinski's. Shout out to Sherbinski's. That's like the top rated dispensary in LA. So
I need to hop
you gotta go out there first.
How was Cali? Tell the people how
Cali was definitely cool. It was expensive. Everything cost money. You gotta go out there with a bag because they will test you. Because fucking everything from parking to just gas and just everything is like an hour away. Like it's just you can't do everything you want to do in a day.
It's definitely something you have to spread out.
Like.
And how long were you out?
I was out there for 11 days.
That's a pretty good amount of time.
Yeah, it was cool. I did a lot of shit. I did a lot of cool shit.
What was your favorite part of
LA? Definitely just the weed. Definitely the weed. Just going to different studios, seeing that. Just linking with different producers that I know from the internet, and like just the beaches, like seeing the beach. Like it was just a vibe, man. Like you can't do that here because like even like Ocean City, Maryland, like isn't in comparison to anything like out there. You know what I mean?
I can only imagine. I mean, that's Ocean City, Maryland is definitely a microcosm of what Los Angeles is, or a big city that has beaches, that has all that type of entertainment. I mean, out there's so much different things going on, and you've been in touch with so many different artists, different people, from up-and-coming artists, rising stars, to legends in the game, honestly.
There's a lot of people out there, a lot of people.
Seriously.
Right.
And so, some of the favorite memories that you've had from getting to know some of the artists that you have, like tell the people like some of the artists you've been working with. I know back in the day had that Dipset cover
like,
art. That shit's tough.
When I was in like fucking 9th grade, 10th grade, I was just like on MySpace networking heavy, just like fucking working with different artists and fucking DJs, and fucking now like my shit's on like Apple Music under Dipset and shit. Like
that's the first thing you see when you look up that album.
Facts,
like, and it might,
for the longest time, it was the first thing you seen whenever you looked up Dipset. So it was like something little as that like goes a long way. Like for real, like you gotta think like, and then like back in the day, just like one of the first album covers I ever did for anybody outside of the city was like for French Montana back when he was young French. So it's like, this is a long time ago, like before like motherfuckers is like ever had a hit on the radio. Now this man got 1 billion views on YouTube. So it's like, you gotta think how far you can go, you know what I mean? Just like simple changes, you know what I mean? He changes his name to French Montana, and next thing you know, he's blowing up, you know what I mean? He's not doing the young French shit no more, you know what I mean? Different approach, you know what I mean?
And that speaks to you too.
Yeah, like that's pretty much been my whole thing this whole time. It's just different approaches. Like if one thing's not working right now, I'm gonna go do something else, and then I'm gonna come back and still have that talent, you know what I mean?
I get you 100%. It's like you're gonna put your focus into something else, being just as creative, just as talented too. So.
Yeah, so it's like at the end of the day, man, it's all about knowledge, you know what I mean? And the people I'm around is just as good as the things that I'm at. So it's like, if I can't do it myself, I can have one of them do it, or vice versa.
Having a talented team.
Yeah, and just talented people, just even if they don't be committed to a team, like just people around you with resources. It's like having good connections. It's like good to have.
Always got to have a talented group of people in your corner too, supporting you, whether it's supporting you on your team, whether they can do something for you.
And it's always been like, yo, I'm not gonna lie, like the best of the best have always reached out to me, you know what I mean? So it's like, it's not like I'm out here like in their inbox like, yo, let me work with you, let me do this. Yeah. It's like they come to me, so it's like still like kind of like, you know what I mean, a crazy feeling whenever, no matter who it is, you know what I mean, whether it's like a regular person or just like somebody who's actually in the game already. It's like, it's really a crazy feeling, you know what I mean?
I can only imagine. I mean, when a legend or somebody that you admire, things that they're hitting you up thinking that they want to collab or they want to work with you.
Or they want me to have a service for them, or like find them clothes, or like.
And there's so many things that you dabbled in too.
Yeah,
I mean,
facts.
Seriously,
Yeah.
like, I was looking up a lot of the shit, researching, and a lot of things that you've been telling me. It's so multifaceted, bro. Like multi-talented too. Like seriously, that's what I admire the most, is that you had your hand in everything too.
Yeah, I think I just kind of like have a fascination for things, and then I kind of like just get like this weird like obsession with it for a little bit, and then I like fucking just like deep dive into it, and then kind of have this like shit, this burned in my head, like, oh, I know how to do this now, or I understand this now, so I can talk to somebody who does do this, and I can tell them how to do it, you know what I mean? So it's like, I kind of always wanted to be an A&R, but I kind of like didn't know how to go about doing it, so I kind of just always did it for my artists. Like no matter who I was working with, I kind of always just, like for the longest time, people just thought I did videos and shit, and it's like, nah, bro, like I'm actually out here on trips, taking trips with these artists, and like going places, and like going on the road with these artists, and going to these shows, and like helping with like in the studio. Like it's not just videos, you know what I mean? So like I wanted to take a step back and like let people know that like, yo, like chill, let me do my thing, you know what I mean? So like, because like when I sold my camera, bro, people thought I went crazy. Like I cut my hair and sold my camera. Like, I mean, probably did go a little crazy, but like it was all part of the plan. Like I had a bigger plan, you know what I mean?
Definitely had more goals ahead, bigger things ahead.
Facts.
And I think that's the thing where people, I always thought this too. It's like do you want to master something and do something really, really well, and that's all you do? Or do you want to have your hand in everything and be sort of like a master of, what do they call it, like a trade of all? So, you know, like jack of all trades, excuse me. Sort of like you can do a little bit of
like
everything.
a Swiss Army knife.
Exactly.
Yeah, some gas. Sherbinski's. Shout out to Sherbinski's, Los Angeles, California.
So tell me a little bit how you got connected with some of the artists and some of the talent like that you're around right now.
Right now,
closest to
right
you.
now I work mainly with like Sprite Lee. I work with him. We kind of like just all have like kind of mutual friends, and like so me and him just been rocking with each other since we met. And Kiera Love primarily now, me and her met at my event we met before that. We kind of like worked right before she got signed and shit. But then like at my event, she came and was like fucking with my event and the vibe and shit, and I was like, look, I got some ideas, and she had some ideas, so it's like a little bit deeper than music, because we're gonna do some other like business ideas and shit. So like with that, it's like we just have a natural connection of just like wanting to do more, you know what I mean?
You sort of connected on a way. It's like, oh shit, I fuck with your artistry, I fuck with what you can do.
Yeah, it's
let's work together.
Because like she had hit me up a minute ago. Like she had hit me and Train Up. She hit Train Up to do studio time, because she records now at the studio Middletown.
Nice. With
Bailey and shit, and because that's Train's studio, and she had hit me to do videos, and like at the time, like I did do videos, so I came and took some pictures, but like she wants like a vintage like style, so like now, not that I'm gonna get a new camera. I understand that now. So now it's like we can do way more shit. You know what I mean? We could even like take pictures of the clothes and sell the clothes. You know what I mean? Because she's like super entrepreneurial too. Like as far as like selling things go. Like she has a Depop and she be fucking making bands off that shit. So it's like super inspiring to watch somebody like that, like who's 18. You know what I mean? Just go crazy.
Shout out to Kiera, man, for real. She's putting Harrisburg on. She's
Facts.
putting a lot of people. You know what I'm
Facts.
saying? Putting us on the map.
Facts. Definitely. And the crazy thing about the studio session was like there was only like 3 people from California and everybody else is from from PA. So it was like even like the engineer who is Wiz's engineer, he's from Pittsburgh. You know what I mean? Fucking there was a girl there. She was just like in the studio session. She was from Harrisburg and nobody knew that she was from Harrisburg. Like she was like I moved when I was young. Like I didn't even. We were all like, what the fuck?
Seriously.
Mad people from PA, bro. It was crazy. Like.
How does that make you feel? Like
it was just like, yo, this is
where we're coming from.
Yeah, it's like we're out here, like especially central Pennsylvania, like we don't have shit. So it's like we're the ones doing it. So it's like we're all in a room. It just is like almost charging up your power. Like you feel like, wow, this is crazy. You know what I mean? Like
you definitely feel inspired. I bet.
Especially with your old mushrooms, man.
Oh my goodness. Oh, I bet that was a hell of a feeling.
Oh yeah.
And so tell me a little bit about some of the road bumps in your life. I know you've had a little things, hiccups here and there, and how that sort of defined you and helped you in your way too.
When I was like, just since I was younger, I've had like ADHD, and that shit just be fucking like controls like a lot of my day, and like depression and shit. Like, well, that shit will all like trigger different parts of my day, and sometimes like something that's supposed to take like 10 minutes will take like a whole day. You know what I mean? And then like especially like being in and out of jail and like on probation from like the age 19 to like 25, you just like. My brain is just preserved, you know what I mean? So it's like, oh shit. So it's like, I feel like I don't even think the same as anybody else, you know what I mean? Because like all my thoughts are just programmed differently, you know what I mean? Because while everybody was out doing things, experiencing things, and like had life experience, I was just stuck, you know what I mean? Like, so it's like, I feel like that was another setback, but that kind of like helped me out because it gave me youthfulness at an older age when my mind was ready to go, you know what I mean? So it's like,
it gave you that youthful energy when you needed it.
Exactly. So now, like, that's the main thing I feel like that draws people to me and like keeps people around me is my energy. Is like people fuck with like what I do, like the presence I give. You know what I mean? Especially because like usually it don't stop. You know what I mean? Like now I'm a little high, like super high. So it's like I'm a little chill, but like usually I'm like off the wall, like going crazy. You know what I mean? Like yeah.
And so the ideas start flowing, and it's like you can't really get a hold of them. Yeah.
Fact. That's why like a lot of my ideas I'll just give to somebody else. Like, yo, do this.
Yeah.
I'm not even gonna lie. Like, I feel like a lot of my ideas would go crazier if somebody else did it, because I feel like a lot of people like tie me to certain things and like have like personality problems with me and shit over stupid shit. So it's like, in a weird way, I feel like I could get my ideas off. Like, say I have a cool idea, and I'm like, damn, people aren't gonna like fuck with this shit. But I give it to you, and I bet you, the people that wouldn't came to my shit is gonna come. You know what I mean? So it's like, you just gotta be strategic, bro. It's like this shit is definitely a mind game, and like people will manipulate you, and you just gotta like play the game back almost if you care. You know what I mean? Like sometimes I don't care, and like shit is just organic and natural, and it's great. You know what I mean? And that's what I love.
It sounds like very selfless too, where it's like I just want the artistry to come out, whether it's related to me or inspired by me, directly linked to me. I just want somebody to do it,
because that's gonna open up the eyes of somebody else. Like, it's not about me, it's not about the person that doesn't like me, it's about the person that's gonna come to that event and be like, oh fuck, when I'm this age, or when I'm able to get this resource together to have my own event, I want to do something like this. And that's what it's really about, bro. It's just inspiring the youth, because who cares? You know what I mean? That's all we got. You know what I mean? Is like the kids, and the kids is the only thing that's gonna keep making this shit go further. Because if they keep seeing people quit, like, bro, you don't understand how many people I seen quit that were dope artists. Like, as far as like graphic design, videos, music. Like my boy had straight all-star beats, and he fucking had fucking a verse from Meek Mill. So it's like, didn't even put it out. So it's like I watch people who were just crazy, inspired me to do crazy things, you know what I mean? And it's like they
dropped off a little bit.
So it's like, bro, I'm watching this, and I watch people that I was like not jealous of in art class, but like people who were crazy artists that just have normal lives now, you know what I mean? So it's like I can't do that. You know what I mean? Like,
and it's like you feel like, damn, they should be capitalizing on their talents.
Shit, I should be giving them jobs to do. Like, yo, look, do this. We're gonna get paid. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like, for the most part, I'd do that, but I'd be giving fucking my opportunities to people I don't know. You know what I mean? Because like the people I do know, I'd be giving them, and they don't do it, or they'll fuck up, or like, you know what I mean? Like, so as far as like opportunities go, unless it's my team, like directly, like Be Live A with like Train and Bailey, Sprite. You know what I mean? Like, I just hold on, my boy Corey Pigeon's calling. Yo, I'm getting interviewed right now. Talk to the camera.
Corey Pigeon, shout out Corey, man.
Corey's one of the artists featured at the next event. He was at the first one too.
Yes, shout out Corey, man.
You know what I mean? But I'm gonna hit you when this joint's done.
Much love, much
Alright.
fuck with the vision, fuck with the vibe.
Yo, what up, Corey?
Alright, bro.
Corey Pigeon right here, man.
Yes, sir. Another multi-talented artist. You know what I mean? Artist. He does music. He does visuals, paintings. Yeah, he was the live painter. He's gonna do that shit again. You know what I mean? Like, and like he was a little skeptical, but I was like, bro, look, you make a painting there, someone's gonna buy it, like for sure. Someone's gonna be like, I want that one, and it happened. You know what I mean? So it's like, that's what I love. You know what I mean? It's just not even a win for me is a win for me. You know what I mean? So like seeing somebody win is just super successful for me. You know what I mean? Because it's like, damn, like.
That's that selflessness. That's what it is.
Bro, you gotta have that shit, and it's like so many people will when you have that aspect of you will just leech onto you. And so like I'm not gonna lie, bro, I dealt with pretty much every artist in the city. You know what I mean? So it's like if I still have good repertoire with you, that means something. You know what I mean?
It means that pretty much you've got good vibes, yeah.
Bro, if you could get me on the phone still after, you know what I mean? Especially because like, you know, you go through shit with different people, you bump heads, especially in this industry, like as far as work it goes, how things are supposed to like pan out. You definitely do, but like, if you could still get on the phone with me after some shit like that, or like just now, you know what I mean? Like, you know you're good money, you know what I mean? Like, you're good, you know what I mean? So it's like, you don't even gotta question it.
I get you.
Like. Yeah. Especially because you might feel like somebody don't fuck with you, and then like you throw an event, they don't come. Like, how you supposed to feel? You know what I mean? Like, you're supposed to. I mean, deep down inside, you're like, fuck. You know what I mean? Like, motherfuckers don't fuck with me. Like,
yeah. But you can't really hold that against people. Yeah, you can't hold those grudges. It's
not man.
Healthy.
Yeah, and it's like maybe it's just like they needed to see the first one to come. You know what I mean? So it's like, bro, only 2 people from my high school came to that shit. And it's like, I still be in contact with a couple people, so it's like, what the fuck? But it's like, bro, that joint was successful regardless, you know what I mean? Like, everything happened organic, you know what I mean? Like, Skies popped out, Kira popped out, Cam popped out, Cam was selling shit. Cam's gonna be at this one selling shit. Can't really give away too many other fucking details, but, you know what I mean? But I don't know when this is dropping.
It's gonna drop ASAP.
Yeah, so.
It's gonna definitely be before Saturday.
Yeah, so. But Saturday is just gonna be a big day, just because like I want to give people shit. You know what I mean? Like I want to give people opportunities because this shit ain't for everybody. You know what I mean? And it's like I was chosen because it's like I just went to brunch one day, and next thing you know, I have an event. You know what I mean?
Happened organically.
The dude Ralph Vartan, shout out to Ralph. Ralph made so much shit happen for me. You know what I mean? He made so much shit happen for me. So it's like I owe him. You know what I mean? Because he's helping big my name up, you know what I mean? So now it's like I opened more doors for me because like in Harrisburg, you know what I mean, he's a staple here. So it's like I'm trying to get to that level, but what I do, you know what I mean? So it's like he can help guide me to that level, you know what I mean? I'm gonna keep a good repertoire with him. I'm glad that there was just great vibes that whole entire day. Like nobody was doing weird shit.
No, that definitely was an amazing event. Definitely one of my favorite days of the year.
Made some great money, you know what I mean? Like I still have a lot of clothes, so it's like the next one I'm gonna still have a bunch of shit. I didn't get a chance to get too much new shit, but I still have some new shit coming, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Some new Supreme, some new number 9, some Bape, like just shit like that.
That's what people can look out for. I'm excited for it, honestly. I'm glad it's the second one. I know it's not exactly what you want to do, but it's definitely picking up on that momentum. So. And
think about it, if I didn't sell my camera, I probably would have never did this shit. You know what I mean? And like, bro, I had 2 events. They weren't my events. I just was a vendor at them, but I had fucking made $0. So you gotta think, like, if I would have just felt like defeated by that shit, I would have just been like, oh, I'm not doing this event. I'm not doing my own event.
I guess you can't really let that deter you.
Yeah,
you gotta spend money to make money. Seriously.
And you gotta take losses sometimes, man. And not every loss is a loss because it's a lesson. You know what I mean? So you gotta just understand that, like, bro, like, especially with everything I've been through, bro. I've literally been working since like 2006 on this shit, whether it's graphic design, music, or clothes, or just anything in general. You know what I mean? Like, this has been like over like a 12-year run. You know what I mean? Like 14 years. You know what I mean? Like really going hard. You know what I mean? Making a name for myself. Like, you got to think, like, not many people have a name that just is like you just know it. You know what I mean? Like, it's weird sometimes when you go into a room and someone just already knows you. It's kind of weird. Like,
when the name rings bells.
yeah, it's kind of weird sometimes. It's like you don't know how to take that. You know what I mean? Because you don't know if that person doesn't like you. Somebody might not. You know what I mean? Smear your name. Yeah, like, you gotta just. So it's like you gotta move weird and shit. Like, you can't go everywhere. Like,
I've
had guns pulled out on me just because they thought I was rich and shot because I shot videos. You know what I mean?
That's sad, man. Honestly.
So it's like, it's like at the same time I got all my shit back. So it's like some people, bro, get guns pulled on them and get killed. You know what I mean? So it's like you gotta really just thank God every day you're blessed. You know what I mean? And some days you feel like shit's too hard or whatever, but you gotta just keep going because you know, like, everything's worth it. You know what I mean? Like, you can't just let one thing, even if it's a huge thing like getting a gun pulled out on you or going to jail or fucking what else, bro? Like,
life-altering events. Yeah.
Bro, I fucking put out videos and it didn't get no fucking love. Like, shit, bro. I done all types of shit. You know what I mean? Like, you just can't let that shit get you. You gotta keep going. And like, I'm not gonna lie, for the longest time, like, I was the main one that used to be like, oh man, people don't support me, blah blah blah. But like, you gotta find a way. You know what I mean? Like, people are going to support you because it was like, I learned that like my personality and like my clothes and shit was more of a like a people thing. When like I would put up a music video that I thought was ill and like people, it would be like 6 likes, but then I'd put like a funny retweet or a funny post or like a picture of me, you know what I mean? It would get like 30-40 likes, and I'm just like, damn, like, people must fuck with that aspect more, you know what I mean? So it's like you gotta kind of feed into what the people like, you know what I mean? Especially if you're like a people person, you know what I mean? Like,
it's really finding your persona. We've talked about that before on here, and that's really what you've sort of worked on before, is like you said, building yourself up as a brand. You know, when people walk into a room or they know just your name like that, it rings bells.
Bro, people still ask me if I like could send them beat packs and like fucking send them graphic design shit, and it's like, bro, that's just like some shit I do just for fun now, you know what I mean? Like, it's not like some shit I just like offer as a service and shit. Like, right now I kind of like, bro, and this is the thing, and I'm not gonna lie, I missed out probably on working with some artists, but like, I'm dedicated to the artists I work with, and it's just like, I'm super because I don't want to like come off as like that guy that just like jumps from artist to artist, but like, if I can handle enough artists, then I will, you know what I mean? So it's like, I kind of like working with the people I like working with because we build stronger, and it kind of like the momentum is kind of like more forceful, because like synergy is so much better than energy, you know what I mean? Because energy burns out, synergy goes on forever.
It's a cycle, it's a flow.
Exactly. So you gotta just find that right synergy in whatever you're doing and just go for it. And like, for me, it's just been just reinventing myself and just being good at everything I kind of do. And not even sounding like that, because like I've definitely taken like L's, and like people definitely have like been like, oh, I don't like this video, blah blah blah, like I'm gonna kill you. You know what I mean? So it's like, no, I definitely have been threatened over videos and shit. Damn. One boy said, he's like, I'll kill you, but I got too much respect for your mom and dad. Like, bro, it's
holy
like,
shit.
Bro, I've been through it all, man. Like, like customer wise, bro, you might even do some free shit for somebody, and they're like, change this, and you're like, fuck, I'm not even buying my computer right now, and then they're just blowing you up about it.
Oh my goodness. And that's just like not really respecting the artistry. Like, honestly, at the end of
people
the day,
don't even think I'm an artist, I felt like, and that's why I was just like, yo, fuck this shit, I'm doing some other shit right now.
An artist doesn't have to be somebody that's, hey, listen to my music or my mixtape or my song. There's so many different labels and like that people put on people, but at the end of the day, I think we all create, and that's pretty much what we are, creatives. So
yeah, bro, like at the end of the day, it's like I haven't stopped using tools. Like, my mind is a tool, you know what I mean? Like, if anything, I'm a fucking builder.
The skills you build will help you for the rest of your life. Like you said, you're putting people in other positions to do the things that you want to do.
And even like now, I have like low-key have like road managerial skills, because it's like set up a studio session, drive to the studio session, you know what I mean? Make sure everything's going cool, book the hotel rooms, you know what I mean? So it's like, that shit all is a job, you know what I mean? And people don't really realize that there are those jobs out there, and like, when you're a multi-talented person, you can do like 10 things at once. The odds of you getting that job is like way better than anyone else. That's why I never worry about like my spot getting taken from anybody. You know what I mean? Because there is no spot to take. Like you're not gonna be able to. Like that's why I bring in everybody I bring in. I never hesitate on anybody. The only time I ever hesitate on somebody is if they act funny. Like if you act funny, you're not coming around me or any of the artists I work with. At least when I'm working with them, because that shit's weird.
I get you. So where do your passions lie like right now at the moment?
Weed. Nah, but for real, like I like clothes, but like right now it's just been like understanding the art of making a hit single that like penetrates the billboards. You know what I mean? Like what is it? What does it take? What sonically does it mean? Like do you need? Like that's like what's my fascination right now, and it's kind of like everything that I'm doing, kind of like focusing in on that. So it's like I understand the clothing aspect. I understand what somebody has to wear in like a music video as far as like a fucking major video goes. I understand like what looks the major video needs. So now it's like I need to understand like the aspects that make it.
What goes behind it? What is the behind the scenes
of the major? Like what's the melody? What's the fucking bridge? Do you like how many times do you repeat the hook? You know what I mean? Like
what are those key aspects that people will look for and hear?
And that's where I'm at with it right now. And like. And I feel like a lot of people don't even know that, like, that's, like, where my brain is, you know what I mean? Because everybody sees me and doesn't really understand what I do or, like, what all, like, I do or, you know what I mean? So it's like, when I work with an artist, bro, it's so much more. Like, I'll show them interviews to watch. I'll show them, like, anything to watch. Like, that they gotta, like, train their mind a certain way. Like, I definitely train my mind as if I'm already a rapper, you know what I mean? Like I be knowing CEOs and fucking A&Rs and shit, like the beginning of the year, we fucking were out in New York before COVID and shit, and fucking seen Leor Cohen, who like fucking signed to everybody, you know what I mean? So like that was crazy. And like now with COVID and shit, motherfuckers would never stop and shake your hand and talk to you, you know what I mean? Like,
so it's like you had to build those relationships while you can, take advantage of it while you could.
Facts. It is just like, especially like going out to Cali, like bro, I literally had a dream and I was like, I need to be in California, I need to go. So I just booked my trip for 11 days, and then like I convinced Kira and she brought her girlfriend out there, and like my friend Ajulia was already out there for like from the 1st to the 6th, I think so like we just were just hotel hopping in the beginning, and then just like the last 6 days or the last couple days we just were just in LA, just deep as fuck in this room. Like
Mobbing.
you'll see footage of it, because I think Joe got some, but Joe wasn't on his job. He was wanting to scooter and do jeeps.
He was having fun.
Shout out to Joe though, that's my guy. He was definitely enjoying himself. He loved the scooter and jeeps.
You definitely, I think you said at one point, you definitely don't want to come back. Like being in LA is just a
bro. It's just out here, bro. Like people are so different. You know what I mean? Like out there, bro. Like people are so interested in what you do and like just care. I feel like more. Not even care. I feel like they understand it. They just understand like what to do. Like
I think it's because everybody out there is doing something.
Yeah, right? And like they don't have to. They're not at the point where they're throwing people under the bridge for opportunities and shit. Like, bro, I don't even stab in the back over little shit. Like, motherfucking like bring somebody along to shoot a video, right? And or to do some like fucking club shit and shoot a video, and they give the footage to somebody else so that they can drop a fucking recap video before me. Like.
That's a little shady, man.
Like, I'm not gonna say names or nothing, but it's just like, bro, like
it's discouraging and it's shady at the least.
It just makes you just feel like, bro, what do I do? Like, what do I do next? Like, what I don't want to be like.
Where do I put my energy?
Yeah, like what can I do to like just get past that? Mm-hmm. It almost makes you not even want to like put your own video out. It's like, this is corny now.
Yeah, it's definitely something you definitely don't want to like experience over and over again. For sure.
Fucking make beats at people's houses. You leave, you don't never get them back. They fucking change things, and next thing you know, you're hearing them in the car, and you're like,
sounds familiar.
It's fucked up, man. Like I'm like you can't dwell on it. You just gotta keep going. You know what I mean? So it's like, at the end of the day, it's my fault for not learning beats enough to finish a beat myself. You know what I mean? Like I do have beats myself, but it's like when I have a good idea, I'm like, yo, do this. Finish this for me, you know what I mean? Not even for me. Let's team up. Let's do this shit.
I think collaboration.
Great.
Is almost like
Project 1500 is all about collaboration. It's mad people coming together. You know what I mean? Like I didn't even want to come to the next one. I wanted to focus on everybody else. You know what I mean? Like my shit was gonna still sell regardless. You know what I mean?
Wow.
That's
a hell of a thought.
like I was really gonna do that shit. Like I got 2 girls that are gonna sell for all my shit for me. So it's like, what do I need to be there for? I could be out working this shit, but it's like I feel like everybody that I be working with probably gonna be there. So it's like I probably just be taking a nap or so.
Doing you time, putting some Marpoe.
Yeah, bro. I just need to sleep in a bed. I've been sleeping on a fucking air mattress for the past couple of days. I feel like my back hurt. And the couch, them air mattresses suck. Yeah.
So like, the journey is always gonna continue, like you said. So like, where does it like, what's next? Where does your passions lie next? You know what I'm saying? What can we expect?
The same way that we're doing with like events and shit, I want to take that aspect and put it into merch and shirts and shit, sell them shits, fucking do little pop-ups and shit, sell, like, do fun little pop-ups around the area and do like shirt merch giveaways and shit. Like, you can go to, like, maybe team up with like a pizza shop and shit, and like do like a pizza collab or some shit. You go there and you can buy your shirt from the pizza place, you know what I mean? Like, I just want to do some shit like that. So just give this city some shit that, like, I feel like all I've ever done, I kind of like gave a blueprint. Like, oh, y'all not doing these videos right, here you go, this is how you're supposed to do them. Because if you look back to when I shot videos, nobody was doing slow motion correctly. Nobody was doing slow motion correctly. You can go back and look. First video that had like slow motion correctly was like the Wapo video. I think me and Diesel did it. Fucking, so you gotta think, now people know how to do slow motion. You shoot in 60 frames and you drop it down to 24. All right. So now we're giving people the blueprint for that. Like, even when I made beats, bro, I was adding sounds and shit that nobody was adding and shit. Because nobody was even thinking about that. They were all thinking about fucking the stock sounds that they were getting from fucking beat kits and shit. They weren't going on YouTube fucking cutting fucking different yells and shit out and fucking adding them into the fucking beat and changing the fucking tempo or octave up of it and making it sound different. You know what I mean? Like, people weren't doing that shit. Like, even graphic design, like, bro, nobody, like, when I started graphic design, bro, people were making like the worst cut and paste looking motherfucking designs ever, and like I was getting into literal arguments with old heads over that shit because I was like coming up and like they did not want to see me fucking shine at all. So it's like, even with graphic design, you go back to my early graphic design, bro, I was doing the fucking glows around people's heads and shit, and like fucking making people look cartoon and shit, like, especially with that sharpened look. I mean, I was like one of the first people to do that shit. So it's like just giving people the fucking ideas of like, this is how it's supposed to look. This is like the basic blueprint. This is what you're supposed to follow. So it's like
setting the trend.
Yeah, that's 3 right there too. So then it's like clothes and shit. Like, no, I'm not the first person to resell clothes in Harrisburg, but it's like none of them dudes have an event. So it's like I'm the first person to take it to that level. You know what I mean? Like, people weren't buying V-Lone or Bape or Supreme on top of a rooftop, spending thousands of dollars on Off-White on a rooftop. You know what I mean? Like, that was the first time and like only time probably, like, besides, you know what I mean, Saturday, and if I choose to do another one, that you'll see something like that. So it's like,
that's literally like an exclusive things that you're doing. You want to be exclusive. So
that was like, now I'm doing things that if you want to keep up or you want to quote unquote compete with me, you gotta get to that level. And there's so many people that think that they can get to that level by throwing shots or like saying shit or like downing you or saying this or that about you, but it's like, you can't deny me at this point. It's too late, because I have the support. The city sees it now. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's really no looking back now.
Where do you see this the future of the city, honestly?
Bro, after COVID, just more culture events, bro. Like, I want to give Harrisburg more of a music scene, like, because so many people in other cities have opportunities that we don't have, and they're taking them and we don't get them. So it's like no one here is taking them, so they just quit. You know what I mean? So I want to give a platform that gives you the outlet of reaching somebody that can possibly sign you. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Putting people on. That's pretty much what it is. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like that's always what I kind of been doing. You know what I mean? Like, because, like, even if, like, I'm just working with an artist, like, I'm helping them find beats, I'm in the studio with them, like, I might even just send them a text, like, yo, make a song called this and make it about that, and, like, include this and talk about this, you know what I mean? So next thing you know, they're making a whole song about that, you know what I mean? Yeah. So it's a little bit deeper than rap, like, or, like, even just visuals with me, so it's, like, a whole life, and you just really, like, get close with these people, and it's just, like, they become, like, family, you know what I mean? So it's, like, and even, like, like sometimes like you might help somebody with like lines and shit. Like you fucking get their brain, like you start to fucking talk like them in your head. You're like, so then when you're making a song, yeah. But it's just like all the artists I work with are so great, you know what I mean? And we've just done so much shit, like from like Jan to fucking Fawcett to fucking Money Man Meech, like just with them in the early beginning, just like making so much shit happen and made so many people want to rap or make videos. It's just like we did so much shit, you know what I mean? Just like so much groundwork. And now it's like, now that I'm doing more shit for other people, it's kind of like, the funniest shit is like I'm not even doing no visuals for them, I'm doing the other shit. So it's like people kind of be like, what does he even do? You know what I mean? So it's like in the background you do a little bit more. You kind of like help with song names or mixtape names or album names or
it's really artistic direction.
Yeah, it's a creative director. You know what I mean? Like you just do more of that. And I feel like so many people like don't understand that, and I just wish they would like more so respect that aspect instead of just being like, oh, he's crazy or he's this or that. Like you gotta understand, I do fucking a lot of shit, and then like I get 1,000 text messages a day. Like I probably look at my shit, it probably says like 500 some text messages. So you gotta think like fucking people are always texting me about shit, and it's like I can't get back to everybody, and it's like I got my own shit then, and it's like for once now that I don't even have a camera, I can just focus on my own shit. Because it's like back then it's like I was always focusing on somebody else's shit, like making sure their shit popping, make sure their shit's cool.
Get some time to yourself and to the things that you want to really care about and do.
Yeah, and it's kind of like now that I like see the background roles and see that there's people out there with a job like that, like you kind of like start to work your mind in that direction. So it's like, all right, Nikki's rebound video, it's like that's the job that me and fucking Kevin work at, you know what I mean? So it's like that's the my job. So it's like set that bitch up, have Christian come through, we set the lights up, and fucking that video's sick as fuck. Like one day that video's gonna have 1 million views, you know what I mean? So it's like that's crazy as fuck. That's like one of the first videos that I was in the background doing shit instead of just shooting, you know what I mean? Also with like sprites, like Pimp My Ride video and the Grigio video, I was just in the background doing shit. I made the Grigio video happen. I put him with Christian, and then Brandon came in and we just made that shit crazy as fuck. And then with Pimp My Ride, like literally that was just, I got a flat tire and I had to go get a tire fixed, and I come to this garage and I'm like, this garage is sick as fuck. I was like, do you mind if I fucking shoot a video here? And he was just like, yeah man, that's cool.
That's awesome.
So then we just fucking shot the video there, and that joint was sick as fuck. So just different things, you know what I mean? And it's not all about like it being about you or anything. It's just like you make it happen, you know what I mean? And it's like the real ones keep you around, and the other ones kind of like try to like take you away from some shit and put themselves in position. It's like I witnessed all types of shit, bro. I was at a party one time, and another videographer was there with one of my artists that I was working with, and was just like, you need to just let me shoot your videos. Like, you know, just like sitting there fucked up like, I don't give a fuck, because not shit's gonna change, you know what I mean? So it's like, yeah, I never worry about my place getting took, you know what I mean? Like, you just can't, because at the end of the day, bro, I'm gonna hit you with something else, and they're gonna be like, fuck, he's crazy, you know what I mean? Like, literally, you know what I mean? So it's like, with all that I do, bro, it's like, I'ma always have a spot, you know what I mean? Like, no matter with who I work with and what I do, and it's like, I help them on a different level. So it's like I'm teaching them shit about like just being like holistic and like with crystals and shit. I might teach them the fucking eating healthier, fucking, or just what to wear, you know what I mean? So I'm putting them onto different lifestyles, and it's just like, you know what I mean?
That's a blessing that you can have that influence.
And it got me around a lot of people, you know what I mean? I met a lot of different people in my life.
That's amazing too. Yeah. So tell the people one thing that they need to know about you, you know what I'm saying? The message to the people that are listening, what they need to know about you.
I think more so like my tweets, man. Just don't take them so serious. They're jokes. They're literally jokes. I'm like really sarcastic. I think that maybe Twitter isn't the best place, but I think some people get it, and it definitely resonates with some people, you know what I mean? But nah, all seriousness, man, just understand, I've been working so long for this shit. Like, I deserve this shit. Like, everything that I'm doing right now, bro, the level that I'm at, and the fucking moves that I'm making, and the things that I'm putting together, like, bro, I really work for this shit. So it's like, when people think like, oh, he fell off because he's not doing this shit no more, it's like, nah, bro, I use that as a stepping stone to get to my next thing. Like, I didn't have to go and use nobody. Like, I use myself to use as a stepping stone. You know what I mean? Like, there's people out there that will work with this person, then go work with this person, then work with this person, and burn every bridge. You know what I mean? And next thing you know, they have all these connections, and they're not solid, they're not genuine. For me, it's like, bro, I literally did this for this person. Then I have this connection with them. Next thing you know, they put me around this person, and now that I know how to do this, I can do this for this person and this for this person. Next thing you know, this person introduced me. I mean, and it's just like that way. It's just me as the tool, and it's never just me using other people. You know what I mean? Because like I watch people just like sponge all the time, and it kind of makes you not want to be around some people. So you got to see who they are first. You know what I mean? Feel people out, because people are energy vampires for real. Like, I fucking said Joe's energy vampire the other day, but I was joking. Joe's not an energy vampire. But like, people will literally get around you and drain you, and it's just like you gotta just rise above that shit. You know what I mean? And just get around people who's genuine and just can help you, and you can help them. Because there's people out there that would literally not be able to do anything for you, and just have a fucking like they just have, I don't know.
Oh man,
they just have like they feel like they have
against you, I guess.
Yeah, like resentment.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
it's resentment. Like, I think a lot of resentment comes from like, say you want to do an interview, right? And I'm like, and I just maybe might not even hit you back. Mm-hmm. Next thing you know, you have a resentment towards me. I might not even seen the message. You know what I mean? There's people.
The message didn't even go through.
Yeah, like bro, like I'm telling you, like I've had situations like all types of shit like that happen. You know what I mean? From everything, because you gotta think, I did videos, I did beats, I did this, I did that. You know what I mean? So it's like people have hit me up for so much different shit. So it's like, yeah, there's gonna be times where like I have communication errors, and especially when like as like ADHD and shit, like I have communication errors anyway. So it's like you're gonna experience that shit. But it's like no one teaches you business, so you gotta think. No one teaches you creativity either, but I'm naturally at that better than business, because it's like business is like, fuck, there's so much on the line. Like, I gotta make sure that they're happy. Like, I gotta make sure like I'm happy with the money that I'm getting, because bro, there's been times where I didn't get nothing. Like, I be watching like the younger like videographers and shit, and I be like, damn, they just be out here getting paid and shit. Like, I used to go to events and do shit for free, you know what I mean, and still get bitched at, you know what I mean. Had to change 1,000 things, you know what I mean. And I'm not gonna lie, that shit made me want to quit like 1,000 times, but now I just realized that I'm like, yo, no, I'm just gonna not deal with it, you know what I mean? And it kind of like kept me from certain people, because they're the people that kind of, you know what I mean, had that resentment towards me. So then it's like, it kind of creates a chain reaction. So it's like, say you have a problem with me and you're around Kevin, and you're like, yeah, bro, don't go around Marpoe, he's a fucking weirdo, you know what I mean? So then you just get this like smear campaign, you know what I mean? And you're just like, fuck, bro, like, I'm literally just trying to be a good Samaritan and have good vibes, and it's just like, bro, I can't please everybody. Like, I can't make everybody happy, you know what I mean? I can't come to every event. I can't share every post, you know what I mean? Like, you gotta just understand that sometimes, you know what I mean? And I'm not gonna mesh with every single person I meet, you know what I mean? Because like, some people just have agendas, bro. Like, you think that's your dog, and the whole time they're out there just like working with people that fucking robbed you and shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I've had like people cancel on me on fucking like other video. I was supposed to get another videographer a gig where we shot the video for this boxing event, which was like the biggest boxing event in Harrisburg, you know what I mean, at the farm show and shit. It's pretty big. And motherfucker just ditched on me day of to shoot a video for this bull that just like that robbed me and shit. And I'm just like, bro, we're supposed to be dogs, like. So it's like, you see this shit and you're just around it, and then you see other people fucking with that person, and you're just like, you start to feel a certain type of way. But like, for me, bro, I can't do shit. I don't give a fuck. Like, I appreciate everybody. I hope everybody comes out to my event. Everything is love, you know what I mean? Like, I'd never disrespect anybody unless you did rob me or some shit. Like, but as far as like just like now goes, bro, I let so much shit slide. I don't give a fuck, you know what I mean? It's like, people are gonna have their own agenda. You can't please everybody, and
that's a key. You definitely can't please everyone.
At the end of the day, bro, if it's not anything that's like directly bothering you, or it's not fucking your money up, just let it go. Who cares? Like,
if you can control it, why are you stressing it?
Yeah, like, yeah, people
are gonna control it. Why are you stressing it? Seriously,
yeah, like,
it's so unnecessary.
People get on the internet and fucking post about you and say this and that, say this about your event. Like, bro, I seen people say, all types of shit about how all people weren't social distancing and wearing masks and shit. Like, oh my god, like.
You always hear the negative. You will.
Like,
Yeah, man. I'm excited for Saturday.
Yeah, Saturday's
Project
gonna be
1500 Part 2 coming this Saturday. You can find Marpoe on Instagram, Twitter. Tell the people where they can find you.
just at Marpoe. That's my last name. So yeah, man. Shout out to Anna too. Anna helped me put together the events. So now I have event planning skills in my resume.
That's the resume too. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's so crazy because it's like I said, people, I'll meet somebody and they'll all know me from something else. Like, oh, you did this, you did that, I seen you did this. Like, it might be like somebody like Nikki. Nikki might meet me and be like, bro, I seen the video you did for blah blah blah. Or it might be someone like, I don't even know, because like I always knew Meech, like Money Man Meech. I always knew him since like his brother and shit. Like I started doing all this music shit with his brother, and he went to jail. This weed is purple, by the way.
Purple weed.
Sherbinski's.
We gonna smoke another blunt. So, hey, this has been live from the Gazebo with Marpoe. Thank you guys for tuning in, man. Love you guys.
Gazebo, 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 gazebo.